Amelia is the reason I am still standing. Jamie Dornan opens up for the first time about the woman who kept his heart on track. London, an autumn morning, sunlight streams through the windows of the Esquire magazine studio, creating a long streak of light on the wooden floor. Jamie Dornan walks in wearing a pale grey crew neck sweater, his hair slightly tousled in a way that makes him look both polished and approachable. He has done hundreds of interviews in his career, but today, there is something different. For the first time, the man who was once a global sex symbol will talk about Amelia Warner, not as Jamie Dornan's wife, but as the woman who rebuilt him from the pieces. No more Christian Grey, no more the complicated on-screen persona. Just Jamie, a man growing up, again. The recording begins. The lights are soft, not harsh. The room is silent except for the soft sound of the camera. The interviewer asks the first question first. Jamie, people say that after the awards ceremony, you looked more peaceful. Is that true? Jamie smiled. A smile that was not hidden, not acted. Yes, I feel lighter. Maybe because I said the things I needed to say. Maybe because I saw the people I needed to see. But most importantly, I went home with my soul untroubled. The interviewer observed him for a few seconds and then asked, "Thanks to who?" Jamie didn't think, didn't hesitate. Amelia. The name made the room pause for a moment. Not because of surprise, but because of the way Jamie said it, so honestly that it was as if he were breathing in gratitude. He adjusted the wedding ring on his hand, then said, "Amelia is the reason I'm still standing. Always." The interviewer tilted his head. Even when your life became chaotic? Jamie smiled softly, his eyes flashing with gentle shame. I think you're referring to the years when the whole world believed I had special feelings for Dakota Johnson. The crew laughed softly. Jamie didn't shy away. He didn't deny. He didn't hide the complicated truth of who he was. Jamie touched on the truth he had been avoiding for the first time. Dakota is someone I've always respected. A great co-star, a beautiful heart, but what people imagine about us, that's not real life. My real life is Amelia. He said it with a certainty he had never had before. The interviewer asked, "So why did you rarely talk about Amelia before?" Jamie looked out the window, as if finding himself in the fragile morning light. I think I was afraid of hurting her by talking more, making her the shadow behind my image. I always wanted to protect our lives from the spotlight, but that silence caused her more than I thought. He sighed. And that is what bothers me the most. An old wind, and Jamie's new decision. The interviewer asked gently. That awards show, meeting Dakota and Chris, was it hard for you? Jamie pursed her lips, thinking for a few seconds. It was hard, not because of Dakota, but because of the parts of me that haven't been named yet. And now? Jamie looked up. The smile of someone who had put down a burden. Now, everything is clear. Dakota is where she belongs. And me too. The interviewer asked. What made you realize that? Jamie didn't hesitate. Amelia. Jamie recounts the night he returned to Amelia, something he has never done in public. That night, when I got home, Amelia didn't ask me anything. She hugged me, and that was it. I knew I had gone too far from her in my mind, and it was time to come back. The interviewer smiled. She understands you in a way that few people do. Jamie nodded. Yes, she understands the parts of me that I try to hide. She knows when I'm scared. She knows when I'm lost. She knows when I put up a wall to hide my vulnerability. Then he said something that made every heart in the studio slow. Amelia sees me, even when I can't see myself. Jamie talks about love, no more pain, no more retreat. The interviewer asked, "What is love to you now?" Jamie leaned back in his chair, his eyes softening like water. Love is not a suffocating passion. It is not a strong wind. Love is what stands when all the storms have passed. He smiled. Amelia is what stands. Jamie talked about a happy weekend with his family, the moment that changed everything. "I took Amelia and the kids to the Cotswolds. Watching the kids laugh, watching Amelia hug them, watching the sun in their hair." He paused. A genuine emotion crept into his voice. "I realized, this was real life. This was where I wanted to grow old. This was the happiness I was afraid of losing." The interviewer asked, "And you felt enough?" Jamie nodded. "For the first time in years, I felt complete." Jamie opens up about his biggest fear for the first time, and why Amelia is the only one who can ease it. The interviewer asks a rare personal question. "What scares you most about love?" Jamie looks down at his hands. "I'm afraid of not being good enough. Afraid of disappointing others. Afraid of losing my way, and taking the people who love me with them." He pauses, then says quietly, "Amelia is the only one who told me, I don't have to be perfect to be loved." The moment Jamie mentions a promise, not the promise of first lovers, but of two people who have weathered the storm. The interviewer asks, "What do you want Amelia to know most, through this interview?" Jamie turns straight to the camera. "No dodging. No hiding. No beating around the bush. Amelia, thank you for not leaving me while I was learning to be the man you deserved." The crew was completely silent. No one expected that. No one expected Jamie to say it on camera, with such honesty that it was almost raw. Jamie continued, "I promise that the rest of my life will be one where you don't have to wait for me." The interview ended, and a man walked out with his heart lighter than ever. When the cameras turned off, Jamie stood up, exhaling as if he had just let go of a pile of memories. The interviewer shook his hand. "Jamie, I think this interview will make a lot of people see you in a whole new way." Jamie smiled. "I just want Amelia to see me." And the last thing he said before leaving the studio. "There is no role more important than being a man for my family. This is the biggest role of my life." A chapter of healing, growth, and hope in Jamie Dornan's journey. He didn't deny the past. He didn't erase the memories. He didn't pretend it never happened. He accepted it. And chose to walk toward the light that had been waiting for him all along. The light was Amelia.